This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
Ready to go? You ready for the weekend? You're going up
Yes.
to St. Augustine. You're going up to St. Augustine again?
No, I wish. Got a big football high school series this weekend at St. Thomas Aquinas. Got a triple header there with Hollywood Chaminade and Aquinas and American Heritage all playing back-to-back games. So I'll be there watching football. I was watching football last night. I went to go watch this 2025 quarterback commitment that Miami has. He plays for that team from Georgia. Went down to watch him. So it's a busy time, Mo. No.
Was he any good? Was he any good?
He's okay. I mean, listen, he's 16 years old. And he's 6'2", 205, and I think we got to see how he develops. But look, there's a lot of programs that want him. His dad's telling me that Florida State and Penn State are calling him now. That he's already committed to Miami. Now Georgia's making phone calls, trying to see if they can get him on campus. So everybody, I think there's a lot of interest in him nationally. Miami just happened to get to him early.
They're bothering the dad a lot.
Yeah, the dad played tight end at Stanford. He's a big dude. So
Penn State's molesting him a lot about this. I'm sorry, wrong choice of words. I'm sorry.
Wrong choice of words there, brother.
I'm sorry. They're bothering him. I'm sorry.
Yes.
Okay. All right. No, just checking. Okay. We got some big decisions, right, on defensive linemen.
Yeah, David Stone is a 5-star defensive lineman, plays at Bradenton IMG Academy, and he's going to announce his college choice tomorrow night. IMG is playing up in New Jersey, playing against actually a team from Philadelphia. But the game's being played in Jersey, and so he's going to make his announcement at halftime. It's either Miami, Michigan State, or Oklahoma. It's funny, like this stuff. We remember how we couldn't talk about money and NIL and all those kind of things, and I wrote a story on David. I think it seems pretty obvious. It's whoever can take care of his family the best is where he's going to end up going. And so, there's only so much you can do. I try to tell people this all the time when Miami doesn't win these recruiting battles for national kids. Like, if the money's equal or close to equal, then you damn better be good at producing NFL players at that position.
Yeah.
And you better be damn good at winning championships. And right now, Miami is down in those other two categories. So that's why they may not win some of these battles, though.
No, I get it. And where do they stand with? So you don't think they stand a good chance to win these guys over?
Well, the kid has said that he loves Coral Gables. His family loves Coral Gables. They love being. I mean, who doesn't love coming to Coral Gables, right? I mean, you get the beautiful houses and everything else, but. Oklahoma's got money too, right? Michigan State's got money too. I know that he probably has the best relationship with Michigan State's head coach. They were driving around in a 3-wheel Spider car, rapping in East Lansing and hanging out. So I'm sure that he bonds real well with Mel Tucker. But ultimately, is the state of Oklahoma going to allow its best player to leave? I mean, Oklahoma's an SEC school now. They're going to be in the SEC next year. They got SEC money.
Yeah. No, I get it. Let me ask you, where are they with the facilities and improving everything? What is the date for all that stuff to be finished?
Yeah, the last conversation I had, I mean, look, they're supposed to be breaking ground here soon. I think.
Are you talking about the 80-yard field to make it 100? Is that what we're talking about?
No, we're talking about the Football Forever facility, the one that Dan Radakovich and the administration promised Mario Cristobal when they got him to come over here. Hey, we're going to build this space shuttle type area for football, and but that's 3 or 4 years away. That's well over $100 million project where they've got to move the track, move the soccer field, move everything around over there in that area, and it's going to cost them a lot of money, a lot of time and energy. So that will get going, I think, in October, but we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, it's hopefully, that. How much of that gives them an edge, or it's still more about the NIL stuff?
It's tough to answer. I think here's the thing. You kind of have to have everything, right? Because what happens is when you compete against the Alabamas and the Georgias and the Ohio States, and you try to go against the big boys who play in the national championship or the playoff every year, they're a contender every year. They've got a huge advantage against you, right? Just from an on-field perspective. So if you don't have the facilities and you don't have an on-campus stadium, which is 2 more strikes against the University of Miami, well, you better get that football facility on campus done. At least get one of the two, right? So I think it's important. Do I think that's ultimately why they're not getting guys, or why guys are going elsewhere? No, I think there's only so much you can sell. The more you have to sell, the better off you are. And you know, that's why for years you and I have been banging the drum saying Miami's got to spend money. They got to do more for football, put more effort into it. Well, when you don't do that for 20 years and now is when you're starting, right? In 2021 when Mario Cristobal got here, how far behind are you?
Right.
You
Yeah.
know? So it is what it is.
Yeah. No, I get it. I mean, this is the monster that they have to deal with because they've kind of been behind the 8 ball for a long time. The good thing is, listen, the good thing is they're doing all the right things now to catch up and to kind of move forward. So let me ask you, on the conference front,
Yeah.
is it all dead pretty much? Is it all hot air talk? Is it all legally just way too hard for anybody to get out? Because obviously we know that Florida State, what was the firm that they hired? They hired some big ass firm to help them possibly.
It was a national bank, one of the major national Chase. Was it Chase or one of those
Yeah,
national
yeah,
banks?
or
Yeah.
JP Morgan. Was it
JP
JP Morgan?
Morgan. There you go.
I think it was JP Morgan.
Somebody that I owe money to. Oh, I'm sure
We all owe money to JP Morgan. I mean, they own everything.
we're paying
Um,
for the Seminoles now, right? Yeah.
yeah, yeah, exactly.
Um,
We're paying for the Seminoles. So where is all of that?
um, well, first of all, August 15th was the deadline for them to announce any school that they were leaving the conference. That obviously has come and went 10 days ago. So as far as leaving for 2024, that's not going to happen. Now, I know Florida State is eager to see some change here in terms of postseason money. The ACC agreed starting with 2025 that postseason results will affect how much money you make. So everything won't be split evenly. If you make the playoff, you'll get more money, etc. So that's an incentive to stay. Obviously, for Florida State and Clemson, you need somewhere to go. The Big Ten to this point doesn't look like they're ready to add anybody. And if Florida State want to leave, they couldn't leave till 25 anyway. So it's not going to happen this year. It's not going to happen next year. As far as the ACC is concerned, and this is something I've mentioned to you in the past, they really want to add Stanford and Cal and SMU because those schools aren't going to come in and take money right away. Okay, if they get added to the conference, it's not going to be a deal where they get whatever money is owed to them in the way that the other ACC schools are being paid. They're deferring payment. In fact, SMU is basically saying we won't even take payment. We have enough money from our rich oil men here in Texas that bank our get behind our school that we just want to get a seat at the table in a Power Five. So that should be decided here soon. I think what's going to happen, in terms of adding teams to the conference. I was told that if those 3 teams join, that there could be $77 more million added to the ACC's TV deal with ESPN.
77 million broken down by what is it? What are we 19 teams?
Right, but again, those teams wouldn't be collecting. I think it would be somewhere like 30%.
Okay, so 77 million for 16 teams,
Yes.
or 4 point something million.
Well, it would be actually when you think about it. There's 14 teams, 15 with Notre Dame,
Oh,
and so those
okay,
3 would make it 18.
14. Okay, okay. So 14. Okay, so it's a little bit more. 5,
Yeah.
6 million bucks. Is that really like?
Well, it's more. Hey, listen, when you're down 40, right, or
That's what
you're
I'm
down
saying.
30, you get a touchdown on the board, you take it, right? I mean, you don't
No,
just
no,
take it.
I know you take it, but it's still not enough.
No, it's
And
not. It's not. And that's and but listen, this is the only move they have. Oh, I mean, they're tied to this terrible contract through 2036. And
That's
the
something.
reality is this, they need people to watch the ACC network. It's not the same thing as the SEC network.
Yeah,
Fichtenbaum,
eso es mercurocromo, you know, it's still there, you know, it's ugly, it's orange, you know, but that's kind of just mercurocromo, man. That's all it
right.
is what they're doing there. You know, it's you're doing something to try to create a little extra revenue while you fend this whole craziness off to what 36, right? I mean, is that
Yeah.
the year, right?
Yeah, I mean, but then ultimately we got to see what the playoff does, what the 12-team playoff does, how that generates more revenue, right, across the board. And but look, they've got to get more eyeballs, and this, getting the West Coast teams. Here's why they're doing it. Right now, the ACC network, the last game of the night is, finishing at 10 o'clock at night, 10:30, right? Your 7 o'clock kickoff. You get Cal and Stanford on the schedule. Now you got a 10:30 game that you can sell advertising for ESPN. So that's why they're doing it. You
Which
can
is a
now,
7:30 game out west, right?
right, right. So that's why they're doing this, so that they can get that extra time slot and that extra money. And then you also get into the Dallas market, right, with SMU. Um, and now you can sell the ACC network there as well. So,
But that's an odd number. So you're still looking for a fourth team now, right? Oh no,
well, I
because
mean,
Notre Dame
obviously,
is no Notre Dame's 15. That's right. Yeah, you're right. It's
Notre Dame
18.
is 15 in all the other sports but football, but they end up playing 5 to 6 games against ACC schools anyway, all year. So again, like if you're not in the Big 10 or the SEC, right? If you're not plan A, sometimes it's just better to be plan B. And
Yeah,
that's essentially what they have to do. And look, the ACC's problem is simple. Miami and Florida State have pretty much sucked for the last decade.
yeah.
Those are supposed to be your two marquee programs. Um, until those programs get back to being nationally relevant, um, you're not going to get people to watch. I told you what the numbers were, where Miami and FSU ranked, right, among the ACC games last year, 30th in
Yeah.
viewership.
You know, the other thing that's going to help that conference is that Miami and Florida State get back to being dominant again. And Florida
Hmm.
State is on its way now. Miami needs to get there, and and Clemson obviously needs to maintain what they've done. I think that's the other. I guess that would be the only other saving grace for these teams and for the conference. You need to become more impactful in the national championship picture,
Yep,
and then that way you can bring more of the eyes to the entire conference
correct.
because you have Florida State, you have Clemson, and hopefully Miami in the mix, in the national championship mix, in the Heisman mix, those kind of things. So I think that that's about the only other way that you will really kind of create a sexier conference by
Yeah,
becoming more impactful on the national scale.
100% right, and they know that. Somebody shared some numbers with me the other day, but if the ACC can get more people to just tune into its network, right? Like in other words, Miami and Florida State take off and play well. Drake May gets his own show, right? Because he's in the Heisman race. If they start packaging things together, they could make a lot more money in TV
Right.
revenue. But listen, the ACC network put itself behind the eight ball to begin with by not even getting on Xfinity. Like, think about that issue. How many people weren't even able to find the channel? Those were all issues that, to me, from the get go, they had to get right, and they screwed that up. So, uh, playing catch
Well,
up, man.
that's when you have this snobbish attitude like, well, we're the ACC network, they'll carry us and they'll do and it became a mission for people to find the ACC network. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, no, you're right, access is so important, but I think also the conference has to get better. It just
Yeah.
has to get better
Well,
from within.
in basketball too, I think, you look at who the best conferences in college basketball. I know you don't watch anymore because what's the point, right? All the best players are, but the
I
Big
watch
12 is
UM.
basically,
That's all I watch is really
yeah,
UM. I don't really watch much college basketball anymore. It just doesn't
right,
attract me anymore. I watch UM because I love UM and I support UM, but
right.
outside of that, yeah, I just college basketball doesn't do it for me. But what is it? The ACC? The Big Ten and
The Big 12 is the one that's killing
and,
everybody lately.
and Big 12 too, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Because the SEC is not really a monster in basketball.
No, but
So
the SEC is a monster in pretty much every other sport, and that's
yeah,
what makes them so tough.
yeah,
That's where all that money comes in handy.
yeah. No, yeah, you're right. What's the latest with the Ruiz and how it affects Miami? I know
Yeah,
that.
I know that they're still continuing. They still have kids under contract. I mentioned to you 80% of the deals are no longer through Ruiz. They're through Kane's Connection and other NIL initiatives, but he's still involved somewhat. We will see what happens to him legally. I don't know where they're at there. That'll be interesting. When the feds finally take him to court and see what happens, what is exposed at that point.
Boy, when the feds get involved, that shit is scary, buddy. That shit is scary, bro. Yeah,
Yep.
that's one word I never want to even cross in my life.
Yep.
Feds. Holy shit. Stay away from that, bro. Just pay my taxes. Just pay my taxes right away, bro. I don't even want the tax man to come for me, That kind of shit. Damn, it's crazy. All right, what do you got going on the Athletics so folks can check you out, my friend?
Yeah, a lot of interesting feature stories, mailbags. We just put out another ACC mailbag today, answering some football questions. We did a whole bunch of realignment coverage. There's previews, ACC previews, all kinds of stuff. I mean, if you want to go down the rabbit hole with college football coverage, just sign up for the Athletic. There's a ton of stuff to read there. I got a story I'm doing on IMG Academy that'll be coming out soon, hopefully. With recruiting predictions for the year. I know there's a lot of fans that are always interested in recruiting. So there's a ton to read. And tomorrow's decision day. I'll be at those high school games. So follow me on Twitter and subscribe to Athletic if you can.
And by the way, did the Athletic just tell their national MLS writer, "Hey, dude, just move down to Miami and just cover Messi and that's it"? Is
Yeah,
that
I
what
think
they're doing?
I think
'Cause
so. I think so. There's plenty of messy stuff to read there too.
I know it's like they probably tell screw it, bro. Forget the league. Just go cover that guy, and that's it. It's over after that. Who cares after that? What do you got, Sean?
No, I wanted to ask Manny. I haven't been able to look at the article yet. Did you pick who would win the Royal Rumble?
I did. I did
Okay.
do pick the Royal Rumble, and I made a funny joke. I don't mind sharing it here. It may spoil the article, but I said that Georgia Tech's coach Brent Key won because Mario went to go recruiting. Mario didn't even get in the ring. He was out recruiting. So
Makes sense, by the way. Makes sense. You got an edge. Yeah, keep them
right.
busy. Keep them busy. Keep them busy.
They're all in the ring. I'm gonna go out recruiting while you guys fight like a bunch of
Yeah,
morons.
see, I could get this 5-star while you're eating shit there in the ring. Yeah, let me do that. Yeah, that's Mario. That makes a lot of sense right there. And
Yep.
by the way, Mario's not a guy I want to mess with either. But
No, he would be the clear favorite if he were to actually get in the ring. So,
oh, for sure, for sure.
yeah.
I put my money on Mario. Damn right. That dude's still pumping like 500 pounds in the weight room still at this age. He's amazing. Follow him on Twitter at Manny_Navarro. Catch his work there at the Athletic. Better yet, do what I do. Subscribe, baby, and get all your college football, National Football League, NBA, local stuff, Messi, everything there at the Athletic. Manny, have a great weekend, my brother. We'll catch up on Tuesday.
You too, brother. Take care. I'll see you.
Thank you, sir. There you go. Manny Navarro and our Canes Wear Miami Hurricanes report. They got anything and everything practically with a Canes logo on it. Get on down there. They're right there in Davie. The address, I have not memorized it. What is it? 2566. Okay. South University Drive in Davie. So get on down there and go see Brett and Jeff and all the great people out there. They got a lot of InterMiami gear, so you can grab stuff like this. You can get Messi shirts. They got hats. They got all kinds of hats too, man. So go check it out. Tell them that Big O sent you. And if you can't get to Davie, you can go to caneswear.com. It's the best way to get to it. And if you order over $99, you'll get free shipping. That's our caneswear.com Miami Hurricanes report.
If you